Oh, my hair is like sticking up in all different directions right now. Alright, so don't judge. It's a bad hair week. I just haven't done anything with my hair. I woke up this morning and my phone is like blowing up. Which is good and bad, but I mean, it's blown up because people are asking me to make masks. So I am inundated with work, and so that's pretty much what I have all over my desk right now is all the mask stuff that I've been working on pretty much non-stop for a couple of days. Let me pull up my Facebook on my tablet. How's everybody doing right now? Oh, we have 3 on already. Y'all, welcome. Okay. Let me get this all cleared off. As you can see behind me, right here, right there, is the block that we're actually going to work on today. This actually worked out very, very quickly. I was pretty surprised. So let me just make a little space here because I'm trying to organize a little better. But I am working on masks as usual. I feel like I'm working on them all the time. So ones to take to Joanne so that they can have them to give away, and then the ones that people ask me to make for them. So I am just kind of like you guys. You're probably inundated with people asking you to make them things, which is fine. I'm glad I can help. I'm glad I can do that. And just some of them I have asked to pay a little something, so one, I can ship it to them, ask them to pay shipping, and then charge them a little bit to help me recoup my fabric, because Joann's runs out of fabric so fast that I have to keep, replacing fabric. Anyways, so that's what I'm working on right now. Hey, Miss Kathy, so glad you could make it today. Welcome. I am Danielle Demir. Sent you. All right, Danielle, I will have to look at that later. So I think I've got my spot cleared off now. Y'all, thank you so much for your patience. Let's see. Thank you. Give me just one quick second there. Aw. Somebody I was working with this morning sent me a little tip. Like cash tip. Nice. Love that. That is so sweet of them. Thank you so much. Now let's see what else was there. All of a sudden I can't find it. It's all right. I'll find it. It'll be there. Okay. I don't want to get too distracted. Okay. So, all right. I was worried that I would lose my stuff because I already did once, so I put my stuff over here. Ta-da! Okay, so this is what we're going to need today. I wrote it down, I hope. We're going to need, and hopefully I cut enough, otherwise I'm going to have to go back and cut some more. Not like I haven't done that before. All right, so we are on day 4. We need 6 2.5 by 10 inch, and actually that's a little more than you need, but I like to give you a little extra just in case there's a little mistake. And then 1 2.5 by 13 inch, and then 1 2 inch by 13 inch, and those are the 2 accent fabrics. So the 1 by 2.5 by 13, that's accent, and the 2 by 13 inch, those are accent fabrics as well. Now I know the one that I'm doing over here, I think it would probably do better with a black accent or something gray or darker. But because of being able to show you, I want to make sure you can see what's happening. So with the white, it actually makes it very, very visible. Okay? All right, let's tilt this down just a little bit. And hopefully y'all can't see my fat. Okay, so I have my 1 2.5 by 13. Actually, I think it only needs to be 12.5 though, because that's how big the block is. But 13 will make sure you have enough, and we'll square it up when we're done. And then my 2 by 13. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then I have my 6 pieces. So this is what we're going to work on first. And part of this is I am hopefully going to show you how to make this so it kind of cuts down on the time. Now with this one over here, I cut each one of those pieces separately. I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing, and I just went in and started cutting them. So I cut each one of the little colors separately. But what I could have done was put all these together first and then cut them, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to put all these little pieces together, then we're going to cut them into the long strip. And when we're done, it should be 12.5 inches from the top to the bottom. So let's get started on that. Okay. We're going to come right over here. I'm going to come in just a little bit. Well, hey, Miss Sheila. Okay. Kind of get an idea of how you would like your fabric laid out. And then like this, and then put this one last. That's what I'll do. So I'm going to put these down here in order. I'm going to put these down here in order. Let's get my scraps off the table here. And leave these two up here for us to start sewing. Okay? Now for anybody else, sorry I missed yesterday. No problem, Miss Sheila. You know, sometimes that happens. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So, okay. So kind of take a look at it and see how you want it laid out. So if you want it like this, then just start stitching like this. Now if something happens that you sewed on the wrong side, the first two, no problem, just turn them around. No big deal. But once you start working on the other ones, then it's a big deal, because then you're going to have them in the wrong direction. But if that's not a problem and you don't mind switching them around, then go right ahead and switch them around. Hi, Renee. Welcome. Welcome to the class or session. This is not a class. This is just a bunch of ladies getting together, sewing together. I know Bella's supposed to be on later today, or supposed to be on, and she's going to be sewing her mask, so she'll be busy working on that, but she'll at least be with the rest of us, you know, being able to chit-chat when she can. Got my sewing machine slowed down, so let's crank it up just a little bit. And I've got the right foot on today. I've got my 1/4 inch foot. The other day I realized that my other foot is actually not wide enough where I thought it was. That's okay, because that's all just a learning experience, and I'm good with learning experiences. And look, it didn't even pucker. Yay! Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and iron that open. And go ahead and turn everything to the top. Just get everything going to the top. Alright, let's get the heater, the iron warmed up. Not real hot yet, but it's getting there. Okay, so I know that I wanted this piece to this piece, and I want to put this piece to this piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over this way and turn it. Keeping in mind this is always my top. So I turned on a little bit of music today. How does that sound? Can you hear it? Is it too loud? Because it's actually behind my my camera, so it may even be louder than myself. Okay, I'm gonna iron that one this direction, because I want to try and get them all going in the same direction. That way when I stitch it down to my accent fabric, I can stitch over them going the opposite way, so that they'll stay down for me, because Lord knows every time I stitch them and they're going in the opposite direction, then I wind up folding it over with my needle. And no matter how hard I try, I wind up folding it over. So we're going to take the next fabric. Yeah. And we're going to stitch it down the top right here. Now, because I actually have mine exactly 7 inches, I'm going to try and make sure I have them right spot on. you have a little bit of play with yours because you should have cut them at about 10 inches long. And hopefully you have your, you know, a multiple. I know the one on the wall that I'm working with is actually, there's only about 4 or 5 different colors, so I have to reuse a color. And that's fine. And if you want them really different, then yeah, you would cut them to 3.5-inch sections, or in your case, 5-inch sections. Okay. I'm gonna put this down. I'm gonna flip this over this way. Hey, Miss Jerry, how are you? Welcome. We're just all having a good time sewing together. Okay, and then this one is going to go here. Remember, this is my top, so this one is going to go here. And I'm going to make sure I have whatever side I think is the right side. Again, it's batiks. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. These are actually going together very smoothly. So what did everybody do for dinner last night? I had shrimp and grits. I add a little bit of garlic to the grits. Well, actually I added garlic to the shrimp. Sauteed in butter, and we had add a little bit of tomatoes to it, the kind that have a little bit the chili peppers in it. Unfortunately, it wasn't very hot. Punch doesn't make it very hot, thank goodness. I don't know if that does much matter, so we'll just stick it there. I'm just going to go ahead and snip off some of these threads. Okay. Okay. Just checking. And I'm going to flip this down like this. And this is keeping all of my fabrics, the folds, all going in the right direction. Okay, and then the last one. Okay. Now I have to seam them top and the bottom. So I realized when I was cutting out last night that I'm actually out of my accent fabric, so I had to use a different one. So instead of white with butterflies, I have white with vines, and it's close enough, because this one is the one I'm using to demonstrate with, whereas the one that's on the wall behind me, which you can't see right now, is the one that I'm making for the grandbaby's quilt. The grandbaby that's coming. And yeah, that's a little scary because it won't be born until after the whole COVID thing. But can you talk about class coming up with Jerry Stubbe? Sure, Miss Kathy. The class that we have coming up with Miss Jerry, the cutoff time to register for that is in like 10 days. Today's the 4th, right? Yeah. All right, because the cutoff date is April 14th. There are 2 different prices. You can either do the class with the top only, or you can do the class with the, hold on, my eyes watering. I got mascara on today. Or you can do the class with the whole thing, where the batting, the backing, everything is provided. You get everything, binding, the whole kit and caboodle. It's all there. And the quilts, I actually have one of them here. And somewhere, y'all, I have put away most of my stuff because this whole thing has been so crazy. But hold on just a second. So sorry about that. I actually have a picture of it, but you can see it on my SRQ quilter site. So this is like the one that we're going to be making. It is approximately 54 by 62. It is absolutely beautiful. It has 20 batik fabrics in it, and then a different one for the border. It won't look like this. This one is this is all one color or one piece of fabric. It just has that that striped look to it, but it's not. It's all one fabric. So there will be a different fabric for this, and there'll be different batiks as well, but it'll be all batiks. And like I said, the kits will come with where you can do the whole thing. We'll provide everything: batting, backing, binding, borders, everything. Or you can get just the top. Top only is $64.99, which will start on the 22nd, and it'll be at 7:30 to 9:30. Hey, Miss Amanda. We'll start it at 7:30, and it'll go to about 9:30, and it's something that Miss Jerry and I are doing together. And that'll go for 2 weeks with an option to go a third week if we need to. But we'll walk you through the whole thing. We'll give you everything you need and a picture of it, and if you want to make another one later on, you'll have the instructions for that as well after we're done putting it together. Okay, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask any questions. Basically the way it works is you're going to click on the link. Hopefully you've got the right link, because I noticed when one of the links that I shared, it takes you to my Google Drive where you'd actually have to be an admin. So go into the post, find the link, and then thank you, sweetie. Love you so much, Amanda. So go in to the post, find the link. It's there, or just tell me and I will send it to you. That quilt in your hand is so pretty. Thank you. It is a class, Miss Amanda, that we're going to be, Miss Jerry and I are going to be doing together. That will actually be at a different time during the day. It'll be 7:30 to 8:30. 2 days with an option for a third day. Love you. Miss you so much. Okay. Anyway, so 2 days, third day option, class. Oh, link. Click on the link. You can register through the link. If you register, I will send you an invoice, a PayPal invoice. You will have the option of paying for the 104, unless you tell me. If you tell me what you want, I will send the invoice for exactly that. So $104.99 for the whole thing, batting, backing, everything, or $64.99, and that covers just the top, and then the rest of it's up to you. Okay, that's taken care of. Any questions, please feel free to email me. Okay, email me and I will be happy to talk to you about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Jerry's a great person to work with. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, I need my ruler, which is, well, yeah, I need my ruler. I need my other ruler. Sorry, I didn't realize I had my fan still on. I actually turned it on today because my grandbaby keeps opening the door, and every time she opens the door, it gets warm in here. Okay, so how does the music sound in the background? Does it sound okay? Sorry, my eyes watering. Ugh. Cannot wait to be able to go back to the eyelash lady. I'm right here. So what I'm doing is I'm measuring this 3.5 inches. So I got 3.5 inches on one side and 3.5 inches on the other side. Let me turn it down just so you can see. Yep, that's as big as it'll go. Get that out of my way so I can see. All right, and hopefully by the time I'm done, both sides will be 3.5 inches. That's what I'm aiming for. You're going to go in and you're going to cut 3.5 inches, and then you're going to turn around and you're going to cut 3.5 inches more. There we go, and see, I got 3.5 inches. I think I can probably square that up a little bit, so let me move that out of the way and just make sure this is 3.5 inches. Yeah, see, I got a little bit off the side. I can take off the side, so we're just going to go ahead and run that right over there. Take that little bitty bit off. Okay. All right, so now we have 2. I'll get that out of the way. 2 pieces, 3.5 inches wide. Hang on, don't cut those yet, because if I've just thought of something. And if you did, we can make up for this. 3.5, 7. Okay, so yes, just another one of my mistakes that I made. And you know, I thought about this all the way through this. I have it written down 3.5 inches, but that's before the, that is actually before the, I'm sorry, my brain is like on meltdown. That's before the seam allowance. So here's what we're gonna do. If you have already cut these, then what we're gonna do is we're gonna change the accent fabric to both sides being 2.5 inches. Okay, and so that will make it the right size. It will still give us the 2.5 12 inches. Let me grab my stash here. Pull out some more 2.5 inch fabric. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Oh, seriously, my brain is like just completely on the fritz today. Yeah, it's not gonna make it. So if you went ahead and cut those 3.5, these were actually supposed to be cut 4 inches. 4 inches on this side, 4 inches, and that's why you had 10 inches, so that you would have enough to do it. Okay, my bad, I'm so sorry. But never fear, what we'll do is we'll just add another extra inch to the whole thing by doing the 2.5 inches on both sides and the center. But this was actually supposed to be a little bit wider. If you did cut it, the 8 inches, the 4 on one side and 4 on the other side, then you're safe. Don't worry about it. And if you choose you want to redo that block, go right ahead. I'm not worried about it, only because, like I said, this is just my example block. And I managed to screw it up yesterday too. Golly, what is going on with me? I'm a mess. Don't tell anybody I messed up again. All right. Let's cut this 12.5 inches. Okay, now we're good. Now, I did the first one in the middle first. That is the one that is 2.5 inches wide. Okay, so if you did the 4 and 4, okay, remember that 10-inch wide? It should be cut in one section of 4 and one section of 4. When you're done putting it together, the piece in the center should be 3.5 inches. Okay. Did anybody catch that? Did I mess somebody up? I am so sorry. If you're looking at this and watching it later, that's the whole gist. Make sure you watch through the whole thing. Okay, so I'm going to flip it over and I'm seeing which way this is going, so I'm going to sew down like this. First, I'm going to make sure I have right side together. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So what's for dinner tonight? I'm thinking about asking hubby to just go ahead and order us pizza. So we keep the pizza place open and give me a break from cooking, especially since I have a ton of masks I've got to make tonight. Alrighty, coming to the end of this. It's kind of going slow. I guess I could turn it up a little bit. Okay. Then we're going to iron that. And it's okay. If you iron it this way, then you're going to have all that bulk on the back. If you iron it the other way, where it's to the light side, there is going to be less bulk. Now, of course, you know, a lot of people are all about Yeah, that's right. For a second there, it didn't look right. Okay. A lot of people are, sorry about that. A lot of people are all about ironing it to the dark side, and that's great, but when you're going to be creating a lot of bulk, you want to try and alleviate some of that if you can. And so by turning it towards the light side, you're going to be moving that bulk. And again, the bulk that we're talking about is back here. When you fold that over onto the same seam, you're just creating a double up of fabric, and you don't want that either. Okay, now we're going to take the second one. Now here's where things can get a little bit different. You can put it on the same color on the same side, or turn it upside down and change it up a little bit, which is kind of what we did on this one, on the wall over here. I changed it up a little bit. And that's the idea. It's going to be different. You want it to be different. So you'll have different, if you're making this in a full quilt, you would do sections where you could change up where and when and turn it so that these pieces are kind of in different places all over the quilt. And I have the book, if you would like to see what it looks like if you were to do this whole thing in this type of style. And there's actually a name for this. Well, of course there's a name for it. Everybody gets it a name. Let me turn that up just a little bit. And let's see. The name for this quilt is Bars of Gold. So this one is Bars of Gold. Yeah, I think if this these videos was an interview, I don't think I would get hired. It seemed like I just, especially the last couple days, just keep having little incidences pop up. Hey Bella, how are you doing? I was telling everybody how busy you are with mask and that you would be on, but probably wouldn't be talking much because you've got so many masks to do. She told me earlier today how many she's done and what she's gotten accomplished, and I am in awe. I can't even picture that right now, especially knowing how long it takes me just to make 3 or 4. I got my iron over here and I have to keep putting my hand in front of it to turn it. Okay, so then we're going to take this and we're going to flip it over. Now remember, this is supposed to, when we're done, this block is supposed to be 12.5 inches, which will add it to the other stack, and when they're done, finished, these blocks should be finished 12-inch block, and which means that you can use fewer of them to make a larger quilt. You don't have to use a whole bunch of little ones. That's kind of what I like about the 12-inch blocks. And again, I'm ironing it to the light side just to help alleviate some of that bulk, and that's okay. You can do that. You don't have to stick with the, iron only to the dark side, although most people do encourage it. Well, Miss Bella, we sure appreciate your efforts to help people get a hold of masks. I know how hard it is to make some of these masks. The pleated ones aren't so hard, but I'm gonna tell you what, those the fitted ones, the ones you make, are not the easiest thing I have ever done. But they are nice and they fit so well, and that's the ones I usually make, unless people are adamant they want the pleated ones. Okay, now for this time, I'm going to do a starter stitch just to hold it in there, to hold my place. And then I'm stitching down because all of my seams are going this way. I don't know if you can see it. Let me get a little bit closer. Okay, so see my seams are right here. My 1/4 inch seams, and they're all going this direction. So I want to run the needle over this way. So I just have to be careful and make sure I am paying attention to my accent fabric underneath, because I can't see it through my darker fabric. So stop, take a look. Now if you pinned it, you wouldn't have to worry about it, but I'm not a real great pinner. And the nice thing about this is when we square this up, because the outside fabrics are going to be white, we should be able to see how nice that is. So since we're pinning the putting the white on the outside, we should be able to trim it up without having a whole lot of difficulty, you know, with losing color and such. So what projects are people working on today besides masks? What do we got going on today? I am really not a singer. I love church and I love being able to sing at church, but fortunately everybody's voice kind of covers mine up, and I like that. Okay, come on over, let's get this other side. And once again, all my seams are going this way, going down this way, so I'm going to stitch with that on the top. And that is my clock telling me that it is exactly 4 o'clock. Okay, I'm gonna stop, make sure my fabric matches up. Now, does anybody have any questions about masks? Because Lord knows I feel like I've made a bunch of them. Okay, checking the questions. I know Melinda has a lot of experience with it. I have a little bit of experience. I know we have several people in the guild that are stitching masks and giving them away as well. I know the ones I make for Joann's, I take them right back to Joann's. As soon as I get them done. It takes me a couple days to get them done, but that's where they go, because I know that they're going to get them to the hospitals. They've already told me that they've shipped out quite a few to the hospitals already. And then, of course, I've made a few for family and friends. Alrighty. So, believe it or not, this is it. That took about a half an hour, and that was with explaining the new class that's coming up. Okay, let's iron this open. I swear I can't tell that fabric is up or down. Okay, and that is finished. This is all with jelly roll fabric, and it is called Bars of Gold. Or at least that was where the pattern I got it from. But I had to modify it because, of course, we were working with something a little bit different. Let me grab that book if I can figure out where I put them and show you the picture. Oh, I know what it is. No. 3, 2, 4. Okay. And there's what it would look like if you did the whole quilt in just that bar style. And again, I had to modify the centerpiece. The centerpiece was 2 inches finished. And we were going to do 1/4 of an inch, 1 1/4 on the outside to give us that 12-inch block. And that was geared towards 1 block in your quilt. And is the class in the morning or evening? The class with Miss Jerry is going to be in the evening, so 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. Okay. I kind of like to do it later. When I do those kind of classes, I like to do it later in the day, just because it seems like, especially like California and some of the states over there, which I have a lot of people that do join from that area, otherwise it'd be like 7:30 would be 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning for them. And I want to make sure that if we can include the other side of this country as well. Sorry, my eye is still watering. Makes me crazy. Okay, So there's that one. Let me go ahead and reach over here. I've actually got a cramp in my foot. Can you believe it? So if you finish this one, that means that you have 4 completed blocks. This one is for the grandbaby quilt. There's block number 4. This was the block we did yesterday. Block number 3. This was I believe this was the second block. Block number 2. And then I believe this one was block number 1. Okay? So each one of these come from a quilt that you can make with all of these pieces, just with this one pattern, or this one, or this one. But what we're doing is we're modifying them, or I'm modifying them so that we can do them with the jelly roll and make it kind of like a mystery kind of thing. You never know what you're going to get until you get into the class and make it with me. So I'm actually doing 2. This one I do ahead of time to make sure I have the measurements right. Now, how I still managed to mess it up beats me, but I did. And then this one is the one I'm doing with you. So I will have 2 completed tops by the time I'm done. So maybe somebody will win this one over here. This one goes to the grandbaby, but this one, I might just put this as a prize drawing. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Okay, real quick, let's see, who is teaching you, Jerry? Both of us, as far as I know, we're both teaching that class. Here, let me go ahead and get my eyeballs into the picture. As far as I know, both of us are going to be teaching that class. It is Jerry's pattern, so I assume that she will be doing the bulk of the teaching, but it's kind of she's never done a live before, and so she wants to learn how to do it. So this is me kind of helping her learn how to do a live. Hopefully she'll do better than I have done. Okay, now, you have been so great about being online with me. So I know we still have a little bit of time, so here's what I'm going to do. Oh, I'm not doing any drawings right now, but this is for the drawing. I know that everybody loves to have fabric. So I have this fabric right here. I don't know if you can see it really well. And I have this one, okay? I don't know if you've ever done a double, but these 2 are going together in one drawing. I'm not going to split these apart, even though that would be great, because of the quarantine. Yeah, good point. She has a husband who is older like mine, and so we have been very careful about staying away from other people. So we're gonna work on that. So this is for the drawing. This is gonna be what you're gonna get when we get to the end of this. And I will do the drawing at the 12-week mark. 12 session mark, not 12 weeks. We are not going 12 weeks with this. The 12th session. So when we're done with the 12th block, which is the first stopping point, for anybody who wants to go on, I'm going to go to 20. But whoever wants to stop, it's going to be to the 12th mark. So we're about 1/3 of the way through. We have 4 done. We're going to do 8 more, and then I'm going to do a drawing for this. And if anybody knows, this is a full set of 40 strips, 40 jelly roll strips, and this is, I'm going to assume, 42 5-inch squares. Both of these. The only thing you need to do to enter in the drawing, and Miss Sheila, I already got you entered in, and Bella, I think I have you too. I'll check to make sure. Miss Janice, are you here? Did you join me? So, if you have not entered for this drawing, all you need to do to enter for this drawing is send me your email address, either through private message or send it through my srqquilter@gmail.com. Again, to get entered in for this huge prize, because these right here sell for a pretty chunk of change, and these ain't necessarily cheap either. So these are matchy, by the way. They're both Mystic Garden by Northcott. Okay, so send me your email through private message, and you can do this. You can still even do that if you're watching this later on. okay? You don't have to do it just while we're live. So if you're watching this and it's after this is already aired, go ahead, send me your email through either srqquilter@gmail, srqquilter@gmail.com, or private message me through here. Now please pay attention, because I have somebody who won the jelly roll from before, and I still have not been able to get it to them because they have not answered my email. So please recheck your email and make sure you're sending it to me correctly. Everybody makes mistakes, Lord knows. I did. I sent out an email the other day with sent something out to somebody with my email in it, and it was wrong. And I even looked it over and still got it wrong. So please recheck it before you send it to me, and watch out for, whether or not you win, so I can get these to you. I will send these to you, at my cost, ship it to you and everything, but I can't ship it if I don't have your address as well. So watch your email for me. It'll either come from SRQ Quilter or from Robert Lee Fouracre, so that I can get that back to you. All right. Hey, Miss Janice. Believe it or not, Miss Janice, we just finished. I just finished the block, but don't worry, you can watch it again. This is the block that we're working on. The pattern that I modified it from is called Bars of Gold, and I thought it was really cute. Theirs was just multiple colors, kind of like this. And then when I did it, this is the one that we just did. Now, if you notice, these are just a slightly smaller, and that's because my brain wasn't working properly, and I cut them to 3.5 inches, which is, they were supposed to be finished 3.5. So they were actually supposed to be cut to 4 inches. So once you get them stitched together, make sure you cut them at 4 inches, not 3.5. And then you're going to put your accent fabric here. The 2.5 inch goes in the center, and the 2 inch goes on the outsides. Okay. Now, do we have any questions? And I was showing them the what we have so far. So this was number 4. This was number 3, which is called Scarlet Steps, I think. This one is called Sundial, and it is, pretty sure this was Sundial. And this is number 2. And this one is number 1, and I don't remember what that one's called. Anyways, so basically what we've been doing is I've been taking patterns that I find that will work for a jelly roll and modifying them slightly so that we can get them into a 12.5. Some of them call for longer but narrower blocks, and some of them call for, 10 inches, some are 6, some are, so I just kind of modify it a little bit. All right. Excellent. So anybody got any great news? Because we still have about 15 minutes. Anybody have any wonderful news they can share? And don't forget, these are there. And Miss Jerry and I are doing a class together. I kind of forgot about it the last couple of classes. Usually I mention it. Miss Jerry and I are doing a quilt together. It is called, every time I try to say this, I slaughter it. It's like autumnal equinox. Autumnal equinox. I can't even say it. I'm terrible at it. So all those wonderful teachers out there, please don't judge me. Oh, and I got something behind my ironing board again. Oh, y'all. What a day. What a day. So what do we got going? What are y'all working on? Maybe I have it in my... Okay. Oh, I do. I think I do have it in here. No, that ain't it. That's for other one. Oh, I do. I have a picture. I thought so. I knew I had a picture here somewhere. Hang on. Let me show this to you real quick. And I've got it on photo paper, so it's kind of sticky. Anyways. That's what it looks like. And again, the border is actually going to be one solid color, not multiples like this. Because that was what we decided we were going to do. So this is the, mask. Yep, mask. That's what I'm working on. So that is the quilt that we're going to be doing on, the cutoff for it is the 14th. That gives us time to get fabric out, especially if it has to go to California. We were talking about taking orders, doing it for people in Canada as well. but we might have to kind of work around that. Just email me if you're from Canada and you'd like to join it, and then we'll figure out something. It is $104.99 if you want the whole quilt, like all the fabric for the topping, for the top, the batting, the backing, the binding, the borders. It'll give you everything for $104.99. Plus, you're going to have at the minimum 2 sessions where we're going to walk you through how to put it together. And then we also offer it for top only, where you'll get the top, the borders, top and the borders, everything you need to make the top, and that's $64.99. So just for a little bit extra, you can get everything you need to finish it. Okay. And that cutoff for it is April 14th, and we will start April 22nd. That will be our start day. So on the 22nd at 7:30 to 9:30 will be the start of that particular class. Show your fabrics. What fabrics, Miss Janice? Show your fabrics. I don't know. These fabrics? These are what we're having for the auction. Oh, y'all. I need like an extra day just in bed. This is for the drawing, not the auction, but for the drawing. So both of these are coming together. So you'll have jelly rolls, and this is 40 jelly roll strips, and this is 42 5-inch squares. So remember to send your email to me, either through the private message here or through my srqquilter@gmail.com. What fabrics are we talking about? Show your fabrics. Okay, I'm looking at myself. I'm like, oh, Lord have mercy, y'all. I look terrible today. I look terrible. I tried. Like I said, I got inundated with a lot of messages about masks and stuff. So, anyways. So we just kind of stitching around here, making fun stuff. Get my iron back running again. I know I started cutting out my masks. So if you guys are okay with it, we still got about 15 more minutes. I'm just gonna get back to work on my mask. This is one of my favorites. Had a friend call me and she's like, I really like Star Wars. I'm like, okay, all right. So, which one do you like? Do you like the Rebels or you like the bad guys? It's funny, the Rebels are not the bad guys. She said, well, I like them both. So I made her one with both. This is just the fabric because I cut 2 at the same time. So we got, that one is Kylo Ren, and then of course you have the Rebel Scum on the other side. And it actually turned out really cute. I really like it. Miss Janice, are you talking about my fabrics that I have for sale? Because I will be happy to put those on the, I can do another set where I can put them on my website. That's not up and running yet. On my Facebook page. The bolts. Okay. Yeah, that is what you meant. Are these it? So I handed out a few samples of fabric. And here's one of them. This one, these are so adorable. I fell in love with them when I saw them. There's the stems in here are actually that copper look to it. These are $9.99 a yard, and I have about, I guess I'm down to about 14 yards. And they are so adorable, and they feel so good. I mean, you can tell this is a premium quality. This is Riley Blake. This one, it also has that copper in it. Can you kind of see it pearlescing there? I love these. And they are so cute. I was kind of hoping you guys would come up with an idea, a plan that we could maybe do just a small quilt, and you could see what they would look like in a quilt. And then there's this one, and again, that coppery is kind of a shimmery. Aren't they beautiful? Gosh, I love these. Miss Janice, you must have finally had a chance to look at the samples that I gave you. I love these. You know, and sometimes it's just a matter of I love them so much, but not everybody else does. But I think they're gorgeous. And again, that is that shimmery copper. And it's, like I said, the fabric feels great. And where the copper is, it's not like thick, like pasty, you know, where it's hard to sew through. It's actually very smooth. In fact, you can't even really feel it, you know, a difference in the fabric between the actual fabric itself and the shimmery part. So it would be easy to stitch through. Okay, and then I think this is probably the one, this one and the white one are the ones I just fell in love with. When I saw those, I was like, oh yeah, I can do something with that. Even a baby blanket, I think, would go really well in this. And these fabrics in the background are actually a really, really dark blue. So dark, it's almost black. So whatever ones you're seeing where it looks like black, it's actually just a very, very dark blue. And then this is a companion to the first one I showed you. So it's kind of like the companion to this one. And it has that shimmery copper in there. Isn't that pretty? I know, right? I know, I need a pattern. You guys need to give me a pattern to work with. Come up with an idea. Maybe you would like a, I'll tell you what. I will let you come up with a pattern. You actually have to design this. It can be from different blocks. Let's not make it too hard. I'll try it out. I'll show it. And if I pick yours, if yours is the pattern I pick for this quilt, and it has to be a small one, nothing big, nothing major. When I'm done with it and I show it, it'll be yours to keep. So we're going to have a pattern challenge. All right, what do you think, guys? Make it simple. I have 8 total fabrics. You can use 1 or 2 or 3, all 8. But I will post a picture of all the colors on there, all the fabrics. You send me a pattern of what you think, and I can disassemble it. If you have an idea, draw it out, send it to me, email it to me, and I will, you know, if you don't have instruction with it, no problem, but send it to me. I can deconstruct it, and then I will make a quilt out of it, just a small one. And if yours is the one I pick, then after I'm done displaying it and showing it, then it's yours to keep. What do you think? Does that sound like a fun idea? Oh, look! Daughter number 1 is home. And if you ask her, it's the best daughter. She's so much fun. All right, y'all. So what do you think? Does that sound like a good idea? All right, I'm really looking forward to somebody sending me some patterns. I want to see an idea for a quilt. And like I said, just draw it out, send it to me. Tell me how many colors you think it needs. As soon as we're done with this, I will go ahead and take a quick picture of these different patterns, and I will post it. And then you guys can tell me what you think. Tell me which fabrics you want me to use, and I will use them based on the design of your quilt. So what do you think? Sound like a good idea? This will, and I'll try to have it done by the time we get to our 12th block. That gives me 8 sessions. 8 sessions. And remember, we go Monday through Saturday from 3:30 to 4:30. And, but I need that pattern to me, like, quickly. Otherwise, I might have to move it to the 20th block. So, all right, I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. I'm so excited. I think this is going to be fun. Woohoo! All right, so send me a design. I can deconstruct it. It doesn't have to be completely laid out. Just show me what you're thinking for the whole quilt. Not just the block, but for the whole quilt. If it's a block, you know, I can work something with it. But otherwise, just send me the whole picture of what you want to do. And don't make it too intricate. Let's make it blocks, okay? Don't be sending me pictures of a puppy dog and you want to see pictures with that fabric and puppy dogs or something like that. I haven't tried portraits yet in quilts, but I am going to do that. That is on my quilting bucket list. So, ooh, do you guys have a quilting bucket list? I would love to see one item on your quilting bucket list. Not necessarily UFO. Let's call it a quilter's bucket list. This is the quilt you've always wanted to make. You do not have any plans on it yet, but this is something you want to do. Definitely want to do it in your lifetime. All right. All right, I haven't seen any ideas up here yet, y'all. Okay, Remember, email it to me, private message it to me, send me a picture, post it on the Facebook page. I will have my website up, I promise. I'm working on it. I sent her some more stuff the other day. All right, you guys, it is getting late. It is like 25 minutes after. That quilt was that block worked up so quick. So anyways, I will post pictures of the fabric. You figure out what you want to do. If you like it, please, I have fabric. Go ahead and purchase it from me. It's only $9.99 a yard. I will ship it to you for $5. Or if you live locally between Sarasota and Bradenton, please only. I will drop it at your doorstep. Pay the bill through the online invoice, and I will drop it at your front door. Okay? Listen, y'all have a fabulous night. Keep in touch. Keep doing some fun stuff together. And I will get those pictures on for you. All right? Thank you, guys. Stay safe. Wear your mask while you're out. Apparently, they've said we need to wear masks. And I love you guys. You're amazing. Mwah.